All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakadash, double honors to apostles of GMS, and the sincere Shalom, the Rosai pushing his truth and sincerity. And I have but a clip I just came across, I would say last night, after I done did a video. Fell asleep afterwards, but when I came back to relook at this clip again, it's talking about Hillary Clinton's old Afghanistan prediction goes viral. Now, this won't technically be a long video. It'll be mostly this video doing most of the talking. I have but one scripture. But it's funny because even in this clip they're talking about how the elites pretty much set up these things. And it's absolutely true, even though he was talking about the presidents as the elites, but no, there's higher powers of him. I mean of that going around. So this as we always like to go into prophecies and everything, this is nothing that was unforetold. Everything he's saying is what we've been saying. It's just now, I mean, hey, this is just confirmation for these people out here that thought we was lying. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip. I'll be skipping to the main parts, even though it's only like two, technically three, but it's gonna be back to back.
So there's a video we didn't get to in the main show that I definitely want to share with you guys now. In fact, someone shared it with me on Twitter and I loved it, so now I'm sharing it with you today. So Hillary Clinton had a fascinating moment of clarity and honesty during an interview with Greta Van Susteren on Fox News. Now, clearly, this is an old interview, but it's relevant given the fact that U.S. troops have been withdrawn from Afghanistan and the Taliban has taken control of the country. Now, Hillary Clinton was asked about the war in Afghanistan back in the day, and what she said was brutally honest and correct. Let's watch.
To be fair, we had helped to create the problem we're now fighting. How? Because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, we had this brilliant idea that we were going to come to Pakistan and create a force of mujahideen, equip them with Stinger missiles and everything else to go after the Soviets inside Afghanistan. And we were successful. The Soviets left Afghanistan, and then we said, great, goodbye, leaving these trained people who were fanatical in Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving them well armed, creating a mess, frankly, that at the time we didn't really recognize. We were just so happy to see the Soviet Union fall, and we thought, okay, fine, we're okay now. Everything's going to be so much better. Now you look back, the people we're fighting today, we were supporting in the fight against the Soviets.
And see, she just tells it like it is. Like that's what this society does. This is what this place was meant to do. They send out these soldiers, or I'm sorry, these elites like to cause wars, send out soldiers, make a war last long enough to where they can make profit off of it. And this is the outcome of what happens. Now, with this whole setup with the Afghanistan thing, is a lot of quote unquote soldiers died. Or I would say quite a few. I think it was about a good. It was 90 Afghanistans died, 12 soldiers died, and the families blaming Biden, all pissed. And once they get him out of office, there's only the next one left. Which I wouldn't even be surprised if Trump got back into office. But it's going to be down to the vice president, and then there's going to be a whole plan with that one. When things really hit the fan, especially history repeats itself. Just like Cleopatra, that place fell. This place will fall too. If not through her, then through any other these other false these presidents. I can't even say they're false. They are living up to what it is. They're living in what they are, actually. So for these people that don't understanding that this is this is all very well been predicted. There's no none of this is a secret anymore. But you people act like this is something entirely new, and it's not. And that's why I like reading Matthew 24:6 when it's talking about there should be wars and rumors of wars. Well, technically, even as she has said, these people been at war for 20 years. The war never stops. There's wars after wars. When there's one war going, there's another war going along with it. There's 2 wars going on, maybe even 3 wars going on. Hell, there may be even 4 wars going on right now as we speak, and no one even knows. Hell, in this society where there's wars, there's any of these countries, there's wars going on inside their own societies. So the political games, the tactics, the militaries, this is nothing new. These people are sheeple. I'm talking about the average citizen. They're sheeple. They're looking for a false pretense of hope, and they just can't find it. So, with this one, I'm gonna skip ahead. Actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, what's really frustrating about the media is that there'll be moments of clarity like that, and then everybody has collective amnesia, as if she never said it, right? As if that wasn't true. And by the way, her saying it doesn't make it true. Her not saying it doesn't make it false, right? But in this case, she is correct. And now the reason why it's relevant that Hillary Clinton says it is because the media is obsessed with people who are credible. Another way of pronouncing that is powerful. And so since the media serves the powerful, when someone like Hillary Clinton says it, sometimes they pay attention. Mm-hmm. Like otherwise with the knuckleheads, they know how many people that work in media know that we arm the Mujahideen, right? How many people that work in media even know what Mujahideen is, right?
And that's absolutely correct. I mean, hell, I won't lie. I didn't even know who or what Mujahideen was or is. So technically don't. And then the funny part is, like he says, with the media, they only listen to people that's credible. Credible as in powerful. You got Hillary Clinton, Obama, Trump, Biden, so on and so forth. But that even goes even further furthermore into the extent where you got people listening to social media from the entertainment. People know about when it comes to like entertainment. Like for example, like Kanye West. Technically, he's at least a minimal of powerful because how when he gets on social media, everybody comes flocking to him. I'm talking about anybody that's in the entertainment industry. Everybody knows their backgrounds and stuff and all that stuff. But as an average citizen, no one knows anybody. I'm talking about you can have a neighbor, you won't know jack squat about what he's been through, or what she's done, or this and that. You won't know it on the same level as you would your entertainers or your presidents. They could post something on social media. Oh, everybody knows about it. Jay-Z could drop an album, could announce he's gonna drop an album in 4 months. Oh, everybody will be waiting those 4 months. So through media, Esau has managed to distract and gain the minds of these people, and whatever they say is like whatever these presidents put up, everybody's just sitting there watching it. It's just like, and it's funny because as much as people talk about how they try to talk about about a lot of political things, these be the same people sitting here watching literally watching this stuff on TV, and I'm like, I'm sitting here. I've even seen it a good amount of times. I done had people hit me up about it. Hey, did you see such and such about this and that? I'm like, wait a minute, but you're the same person that doesn't like going into political things. What are you talking about? So that goes to show you how powerful this media really is, and how Esau really traps these people's minds. So I'm gonna like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to fast
Doing
forward.
good has never tasted better.
Of course, I get hit with ads.
Use the Too Good To Go app to pick up surplus foods from local shops, and everybody
I would say about right here should do, I believe.
Now wanting to fight against. This is what we see happen over and over and over again. And what's fascinating is that that clip featuring Hillary Clinton, pretty much forgotten. Someone sent it to me on Twitter today, and I thought it was fascinating. I had never seen that clip, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys today. I think it's something that could help us learn from the mistakes of our past.
Yeah, well, at least one more thing here. First of all, we helped the Afghans defeat the Soviet Union. Do the Afghans look like they need help in defeating empires? And they got that on lockdown. They've been doing it for hundreds, if not thousands of years now. Go ask the Persian Empire, go ask the Russian Empire, our empire, etc. Now, you go in those valleys, and you're going to come running out. That's what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, right? So they didn't need us to radicalize them to defeat the Soviet Union. It was just an unmitigated disaster on our end. But remember, again, the powerful got rich off of it, so they're not upset about it at all. And there is one extra element to it, which is Israel did the same thing with Hamas. They thought, I have a genius idea. We'll split up the PLO, okay? And so, and they did. They split up the Palestinians, and they got them fighting with one another, and they think mission accomplished. Except the thing that came out of that was Hamas. Oops, not mission accomplished. Now, you think for the citizens of Israel, that's terrible. For the citizens of America, for what we've done, we've had so much blowback, and it's been terrible, right? But when you look at it from the perspective of right-wing leaders, whether it's the Netanyahus or the Cheneys or the Trumps or the Bushes of the world, they think, wait, was it so bad? Every time there's war, people get scared and they vote for the right-winger.
That's right.
And so that's why Netanyahu, on his way out, tried to start another war because he was worried that he was about to lose power. It didn't work in his case, but he went to that well like 20 times as leader of Israel. Cheney refused to take a deal with Iran, even though we would have had peace literally now 17 years ago with Iran if Cheney had taken that deal. He said, we don't negotiate with evil. The Taliban offered up bin Laden. We didn't take that.
Right.
We had Al-Qaeda cornered and bin Laden cornered in Tora Bora. Rumsfeld said no to that. Why do they keep saying no to peace and to things that would help us? Because they're not us. They're the powerful. They're the elites. And for the right wing, they get tons of money from defense contractors, and they get to stay in power if there's more conflict and more war. And so Hillary Clinton revealed a small piece of that there, but the rest of the media instantly forgot it. Thanks for watching The Young.
And that's exactly right. He said it. Why would they decline so many times that could offer peace? But why would they? They're not us. And by us, he means these average people. Because in this time, we want this to happen. We want them not to accept these the peaceful things, because we want them to further carry out their agenda, just for the Lord Yahweh Shah to come back and destroy this place. This is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, "Ye also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all the people." So that in itself, this is what Esau likes to do. He likes to play these mind games, or for the fact that he's literally a cunning hunter. He negotiates with who he wants to negotiate with, and on his own terms. But within those own terms, it's not to benefit the people that he owns. It's to benefit his own desires. He likes seeing the world in chaos. He likes this place being destroyed. Meanwhile, he likes making the rules. He likes breaking the rules. He's the only one that can break a rule and get away with it. Meanwhile, if these other countries do something wrong, they get in trouble for it. But no one But they can't do the same back to this place. I always found that weird, very odd of anything. As much as this place likes to do so much horrible things to these other countries, as some of these people like to say, no, this place never gets held accountable. They still racking in money. They still racking in these foreigners coming in and make a profit off of them. Meanwhile, make a profit off of us. Meanwhile, you still gotta get a social security card, which you're born with, and you gotta work your butt off for cheaper pay. Meanwhile, these guys out here owning stores. We own nothing. And then in the midst of that, there's not just uncivil unrest inside this society, but there's a war that's been going on for over a long time. They said this war had been going on for 20 years. Meanwhile, we're technically in the midst of World War III. So I wonder how many other wars they have and they're not telling us. But that's all I wanted to go into that, because I figured that would be a good clip to go into after finding that by accident. Well, I wouldn't even say by accident. It was all of the Lord. So, Lord willing, this was edifying, and with that, shalom.